This portion of Living in the Heart of Virginia is sponsored by Dorothy Stolba, Century 21 Realtor.
We're going on an adventure today. We're talking about historic homes here in Lynchburg, and I'm here with Dorothy Stolba, a realtor in our area, and she's quite an expert on historic homes. Why buy a historic home?
Anybody that buys a historic home buys because they want character, they want charm, but it takes a commitment because it takes time and knowledge to restore a home.
And speaking of knowledge, what do you need to think about? What do you need to research in advance?
If you can research your home ahead of time, that would be great. And local records, public records are the best way to go with that, and talk to neighbors that have been here for a while. You also want to always get an inspection and make your contract contingent on that inspection. Even historic homes need an inspection, so you know what you're getting into.
And let's talk about the home we're standing in front of here. This is just beautiful.
It is. It is a beautiful Victorian in Lower Rivermont. And it is the only historic home in the registry in Lynchburg on Victoria.
And let me talk about your love of historic homes. You know, what got you so interested in this?
I have loved homes since I was a child, and I especially love historic homes. They speak to you when you go into the house. There's just nothing like them. You can't build character into a house.
Right. And the people that buy these homes often want to keep that character going and keep it true to what it was.
That's correct. So it's really important that you hire contractors that have experience working with historic homes. As an example, the mortar and the brick is not the same today as what they used back during the Victorian times, and you have to match that as well.
And it's important because you could break the home up if you don't think about these things. There's a lot of parts to all of this.
There are a lot of parts, and you don't want to do anything that's going to devalue that history.
And let's go take a look inside. So I'm hanging out inside the home, and I'm with the homeowner, and this is just beautiful. Tell me how you got hooked up with Dorothy and learned about this house.
Oh, well, she was there for me from day one. I have been so fortunate in finding such a knowledgeable, fantastic person to help me with my dream, and I owe it all to you.
And you're no newbie at this. You've been in homes before that you've helped restored. Tell me about why this one caught your eye.
This one caught my eye. I usually do homes that are about 100 years older, 1780, and I've always wanted to do a Victorian. And Lynchburg is the Victorian capital of the world. So I got a hold of Dorothy and told her what I was looking for. And with all of her research and expertise and knowledge, we came up with this.
And I also want to talk about, buying a historic home too, because you need to look at all aspects of it. And maybe that first idea of what that buyer or the seller wants is not the best idea of what you want to pay, right?
No, so you have to be good with your negotiating skills.
Right.
And have reasons for coming up with a price that both parties can agree to.
And speaking of which, this house itself had some foundational issues, right?
That's correct. We had foundational issues along with just wear and tear on a 115-year-old home.
Right. And you're working really hard to restore it to its former glory, but you're bringing in those aspects of, having bathrooms. Tell us about how you're making this livable for you.
Well, they no longer have the Johnny house in the backyard, so the two porches have been serving very well to do a renovation for bathrooms. So they had already been enclosed and windows inserted. So we've just kind of taken it from there and thought, well, pee on the porch.
And what's really exciting is as you move along, we're going to be looking at this house and how it's changing. Let's just get an idea now. How long do you think this is going to take you? Because you guys are doing this yourself mostly.
Yes, ma'am, we are. Probably in the next 6 months or so, we should have it pretty much up to code and par and everything.
To build, buy, sell, or learn about flipping a home, you can call Dorothy Stolba. She's a realtor for Century 21, 434-942-2171. She's on Facebook. You can also go online and find her at c21.com, and she's listed on Zillow as well.